Archangel Michael says, on August 13th, 6:03 p.m., someone tried to send you a letter from a hospital. It was blocked by someone close to you. Open it quickly, Archangel Michael says. You were meant to receive something deeply emotional at exactly 6:03 p.m. on August 13th, a letter written with trembling hands, from a hospital room soaked in silence and pain, was blocked before it could reach you. This was no ordinary message, it carried truth, confession, and a name your soul remembers even if your mind has tried to forget. The person who wrote this letter is someone whose voice once comforted you in moments of despair. They are confined to a hospital bed, their strength failing, yet their heart refusing to give up until you hear what they've hidden. That message would have changed everything, but someone close to you, someone smiling in your presence, made sure you never saw it. The reason for the blockage is not just jealousy, it's fear. Fear of your connection with the person in the hospital, fear that the truth will rip apart the false harmony that someone in your circle has spent years crafting to manipulate your path. This message was more than words, it was redemption. It held an apology, a plea, and a final we, and now, it's sitting in a place you'd least expect, a phone, a drawer, a hidden bag, intercepted before it could pierce your guarded heart. The name on that letter is one that would have sent a shiver through you. You haven't thought of them in months, maybe years, but they never forgot you. While your life kept moving, there stood still in a room with white walls and blinking monitors, as they whispered your name over and over, hoping a nurse would help them reach you. Archangel Michael says this: you need to stop trusting blindly. There is a presence in your life that masks as a helper but thrives on delay, secrecy, and spiritual confusion. This person saw the envelope, they recognized the handwriting, and they burned your bridge to that hospital with a smile on their face. But divine justice does not stop at human deception. The truth is finding another way to reach you. A nurse has left a voicemail. The hospital record contains your contact information. The divine has begun to reopen the path that was blocked in flesh, and yet, what you choose next matters. The one who blocked the message is starting to grow nervous. They've seen you becoming more alert, asking more questions. They're watching you, listening to your conversations, even noticing when you pause too long looking at your phone. July 18th was the moment the spiritual world shifted gears. The attempt to reach you was not random, it was part of a soul contract made long before your birth. This letter wasn't just about illness. It was about forgiveness, about property, about a child, about a decision made behind your back. There is a medical chart in that hospital with information linked to you. And someone close to you is trying to keep it from surfacing because it would shake the core of everything you believe about your life's foundation. Archangel Michael says, prepare yourself, not just emotionally, but spiritually. Someone from your past who went silent out of pain, not abandonment, is fighting against time to reconnect with you. Their window is shrinking, but their spirit is strong, and here's where the deception turns darker. The person who intercepted the letter has done this before. This isn't the first time they've decided what truth you should or shouldn't see. They've deleted messages, lied about phone calls, switched names on documents. And now, they've interfered with a final chance at peace. There's a reason your spirit has felt restless lately, why your sleep has been uneasy, and why you've been drawn to certain names or images. The soul from the hospital is calling you through divine frequencies now. The physical letter may have been blocked, but the energetic cry is moving through the universe, reaching you through symbols, dreams, even sense and sudden memories. The hospital volunteer remembers the writer. She held the pen for them. She read the letter aloud. She knew the urgency in their voice. And that same woman is trying now to connect you again. Watch for a call from an unknown number. Watch for a message at an odd hour. Don't ignore it. It's the second attempt, a person close to you who blocked the letter. They're pretending nothing happened. They'll try to distract you with fake concern, manufactured drama, or accidental oversharing to make themselves look trustworthy. But if you pay attention, you'll notice their voice trembles when you mention hospitals. Their eyes flicker when you bring up certain people from your past. Archangel Michael says, that is your confirmation. His message wasn't meant to make you afraid, but to awaken your awareness. You are not imagining the strange coincidences lately. You are not crazy for thinking someone is hiding something. Your instincts are sharper than ever for a reason. A divine retrieval mission is underway. The truth is no longer just about the letter, it's about a chain of secrets tied to your inheritance, your bloodline, and your rightful path. This hospital confession contained the missing link that would have unlocked a chapter you didn't even know existed. That's why it was blocked, but what's hidden in the dark cannot remain there forever. You may not recognize the full gravity of this moment. But within 7 days, a sign will come so loud, so undeniable, that even the deceiver will be shaken, their face will pale. Their smile will crack. And they will know the divine has overridden their interference. You may find a receipt from a courier service, a timestamp that matches 6:03 p.m. on July 18th. You may discover a photo folded between pages of a book, or hear your name being spoken in a hospital corridor in a dream. The veil is thinning, the message is surfacing again. And this time, no one can block it. Archangel Michael says, your angels have marked the path with light. All you must do now is follow the signs, trust your intuition, and prepare for truth that will shake but also free you. This is the moment you reclaim your narrative. Not the version you were fed by manipulators, not the fog-covered half-truths you were raised in, but the pure, unfiltered reality that was hidden in a hospital letter written in desperation and love. There is one more attempt scheduled. It's coming soon, possibly tonight. The sender is weak, but their intention is still strong. They want you to know something sacred, something that will heal your heart or perhaps ignite a fire of righteous change. Do not ignore strange messages from unknown numbers. Do not silence the voice inside you that keeps repeating a name you haven't said in years. Everything that was blocked is being spiritually rerouted. Your story is being rewritten with truth this time. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. The letter didn't just carry a message, it carried energy. Sacred energy. The kind that moves through time and space, attaching itself to the heartbeat of the one it's meant for. And that heartbeat, dear one, is yours. The soul who tried to reach you was counting on fate, on alignment, and on divine mercy to let you know the truth before it was too late. But someone nearby was watching. Not just watching, but interfering, deliberately. This person has access to your daily routines. They knew when you'd check your mailbox, who you were likely to ignore, and what tone would make you drop your guard. They acted faster than the divine expected, intercepting the very bridge that could have saved years of confusion and pain. This isn't just betrayal. It's manipulation at the most spiritual level. And now that truth is pressing its way through cracks in the foundation of your reality, Archangel Michael says, the hospital room where this letter originated still holds your energy. Even now, the walls echo with your name. Nurses speak in whispers when they say the sender's name, because they remember what was written. Some of it was read aloud. One nurse cried. There was a time years ago when you all last ran into this sender, a moment when paths could have crossed again. But a friend advised you not to go to that place. That friend is the same person who just blocked this letter, the same one who pretended to care for you after heartbreak. The same one who held your phone once too long. They know what reconnecting with this soul would do for your spirit. They are afraid that once you hear the truth, their power over you will break. And they are right. The truth in that letter had layers, not only about who you are but who you're not. Not only about what you deserve, but about what was stolen from you in your absence. And the person who tried to write it, they were someone you once trusted blindly. Until life pulled you apart and lies filled the distance. Now they lie in a hospital bed, wires tracing their fading strength, but their mind, their spirit, crystal clear. They had one request before slipping under anesthesia. Did they receive my letter yet? You didn't. But heaven did, and heaven is making it right. Watch your surroundings now. The one who intercepted the letter is panicking. They've started erasing digital traces, clearing browser history, deleting phone logs, but what they don't know is that the divine already mirrored everything. The truth is being compiled from higher realms. There is an unmailed envelope hidden in a place you've never looked, behind a fuhu, beneath clothing. Somewhere close, but just out of reach, it's waiting for the divine moment to make itself visible. When it does, your eyes will sting with recognition. Archangel Michael says, the timeline is collapsing. A secret that was buried years ago is bubbling to the surface. The energy of July 18th at 6:03 p.m. is still active in the divine realm. It's a spiritual appointment you must still attend, no matter how delayed it seems in the physical. Don't be surprised if you start hearing your name spoken when no one's around. Don't dismiss the dreams that bring people from your past into vivid focus. These are not tricks of the mind. They are activations. Spiritual alarms that are trying to prepare you. The sender of that letter is holding on to one last string of hope. That you will break through the fog and look with new eyes at the people around you. That you will question who benefits from your confusion. That you will ask, who fears your reunion with this truth? The person close to you. The one who blocked the letter. They've already written a history in their favor, told you stories that now feel suspicious. Planted doubts about people who only wanted to help. Turned you against your own inner compass, but they cannot hold back divine revelation. And they know it. There is a moment coming, very soon, when this individual will try to gaslight you. They will pretend to be confused. They will say they know nothing about a hospital letter. They may even suggest you're overreacting, but in their eyes, you will see the flicker. That flicker of fear. Because deep down, they know what they did. They tampered with your destiny. They plagued God. But now Archangel Michael stands before you, sword drawn, ready to sever every thread of deception that was woven around your spirit. This is your time to waken, to reclaim, to respond to the echo still vibrating through the spiritual airwaves from that hospital bed. The sender may not have long. Their body is failing, but their soul is strong enough to push the truth to you, even if it's the last thing they ever do. The intercepted letter also contains something strange. A voodoo, vold. Evaded. It showed you and the sender at a moment that was supposed to be lost. No one else had that picture. No one else could have known where it came from. But it was tucked inside that envelope, meant to trigger your memory, to stir your soul, and now, somewhere in this world, that photo is either burned or hidden, or, perhaps miraculously, still intact. If you find it, everything will click. The letter, the connection, the lies, you'll feel it like a spiritual lightning bolt in your chest. The angels are orchestrating this recovery. A third party, someone unrelated to the betrayal, is about to step in. They've seen the hospital records. They've read the partial message. They're disturbed by what they've uncovered, and they are deciding whether to contact you now. Prepare yourself. Archangel Michael says, the storm is breaking. And after the storm, comes the revealing. You may not have opened that letter when it was first sent, but you are opening the truth now. And the soul who wrote it, they will know, whether in this world or the next, they will feel your spirit say, I hear you now. And that will be enough to bring peace to both of you. Everything changes from this moment. Watch for signs in threes, free calls, free names, free unplanned encounters. They are confirmations that the letter's energy is alive again. The story is unfolding the way it was meant to. You're not late. You're just on divine time. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $1. 20. Your awakening has already begun. Since the letter was blocked, the divine has been moving through subtler channels, music, memories, shadows at the edge of your vision. The tightening in your chest, the dreams where someone's voice calls your name, but you wait before hearing the full sentence. Those are not random, that is the message still trying to find you. Archangel Michael says, the moment the envelope was stopped, divine law was broken. And when divine law is broken, the angels respond with swiftness and precision. This isn't just about a human mistake. It's about spiritual theft. The act of blocking your truth delayed your growth, your peace, your healing, but it can stop what is already written. What was meant to reach your heart will arrive in another form. That letter had instructions for you. It warned you of someone pretending to care. It described an inheritance. It spoke about a decision made without your input that will soon affect your living situation, your finances, or even your legal standing. The person in the hospital included a name in that letter, a name you once trusted, but turned away from you years ago. That name was circled 3 times, underlined in red. The sender was trying to warn you of a third-party betrayal. They didn't just want to reconnect. They wanted to protect you from the very trap that's now tightening. The intercepting person is aware that cracks are forming in their illusion. They know your intuition is rising. That's why lately they've been overly kind. They're trying to soften the blow before truth exposes them, but their smiles are strained, their words carefully measured, because their fear is growing. And rightfully so. Archangel Michael says, your energy field is beginning to reject all things false. You may notice tension in your body when you're near certain people now. You may feel a headache after long conversations with someone specific. These are not coincidences. Your soul knows before your mind catches up. The divine is activating hidden helpers. A postal worker remembers a returned envelope. A nurse recalls an elderly person asking for paper. Saying, I just need to tell them I'm sorry before I go. That nurse had been feeling called to look you up. She's scared, unsure if she's crossing boundaries, but the angels are guiding her. One moment of divine courage from her could bring the truth rushing toward you. You may receive a message at an odd time, with very few words, something like, are you related to? Don't ignore it, that will be the door cracking open. Don't delete it. Don't dismiss it, follow it with your spirit, not your fear. Because once the truth starts pouring in, it will not stop. And the one who blocked the original letter will finally face the consequences. This isn't just about one moment on July 18th. It's about a pattern that goes back years. You've been cut off from vital truths more than once. This person close to you has interfered with connections, opportunities, and love, all under the disguise of protection or concern. The divine says, no more. You are no longer to be kept in the dark. What was stolen from you in silence will be returned in light. What was hidden will now be displayed. You'll hear things that shake you, you'll remember things you buried. But it will all lead to your rising. Archangel Michael says, don't look away, this revelation is part of your liberation. The sender of the letter hoped to see you one more time. But if that's not possible, they wanted to at least tell you the one thing they never could. That they never stopped loving you, even after the world pulled you apart. Even after mistakes. Even after silence, the truth was supposed to reach you in that envelope. But now, it must reach you through spirit. If you suddenly feel a presence near you, a warm sensation when alone, or tears come without cause, it's them, they're reaching through the veil. And they know now that you are finally listening. They feel your heart beginning to remember. There may be another attempt from the deceiver. A fabricated story, meant to explain away what they did. They might say they protected you from something unnecessary. They'll claim they meant well. But their words won't hold weight. You'll hear the emptiness behind them. Because the divine will already have delivered proof. Watch for a message, a signature, a document that has your name misspelled, but only slightly. That misspelling is key. It was a tactic used to keep the letter from you in official records. Now, the same detail will be your clue. Follow it, the deceiver cannot hide anymore. Your destiny is breaking through. Archangel Michael says, the curtain has lifted, all the pain you endured in confusion is about to be justified. All the silence you carried like a wound is about to be healed by the sound of truth. What was once blocked is now being carried by angels, and no human hand can interfere this time. You will receive the divine version of that message soon. In a dream, a whisper, or a perfectly timed conversation with someone who was never supposed to be part of the plan, but was sent directly by heaven. Stay open, stay grounded. The letter lives on. A message is coming, and the moment it lands in your heart, your timeline will begin to correct itself. You will feel it when it happens. A shift, like a breath being exhaled from a place deep in your soul. You will know that the moment has come. Everything that was out of place will start to find its rhythm again. The person in the hospital will feel peace, even if they never physically hear your voice, because your spirit has responded. You opened the message. And that's all they ever wanted. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $1.20. Their spirit is watching you now, not in a haunting way, but in the most divine, loving, protective sense. From that hospital room, even in their weakened state, they whispered your name like a prayer. And that prayer has reached the heavens. It has pierced through the clouds of deception, betrayal, and silence. The angels caught it. Archangel Michael heard it, and that is why this message found you today. The energy around July 18th at 6:03 p.m. is still circling you. That timestamp is not just a detail, it's a divine marker. It marks the second that destiny tried to reconnect two souls. And though the envelope was stopped, the spiritual impact of that moment was so powerful that it left an imprint on your timeline. That's why you've been feeling strange, unsettled, drawn to places or names you thought you had forgotten. Someone close to you wanted to stop this healing. But heaven has already begun to overwrite their interference, and now, a wave of revelations will begin crashing down, one after another. Archangel Michael says, there is a journal entry written by the sender before they were hospitalized. The journal holds the entire story, what with them, who was involved, why they left, what they couldn't tell you face to face, and what they hoped you'd someday discover. The journal may have been thrown out, or so the deceiver thought, but someone else found it. An orderly, a relative, someone anonymous but spiritually assigned to protect the message. That person is wrestling with whether to come forward. They're feeling nudged, sensing that this isn't just a coincidence, it's a calling. They'll send a message soon. It might be anonymous, it might be brief. But it will be real. You'll feel it in your bones, you'll feel it in your soul. And you'll know the letter is rising again. Even though you didn't read the original message, your soul is remembering it anyway. Some messages don't need paper to arrive. The emotional weight, the frequency of that person's thoughts, is moving through space right now to find you. You'll notice it when you touch certain objects and feel a sudden chill or warmth, when you hear a specific song and it brings tears with no warning. That's the energy of the message wrapping around you, trying to soften your heart for the truth it carries. You may begin writing things without knowing why, letting words pour out that don't seem to come from you. That is the spiritual memory of the letter channeling through your hands. It wants to be heard. It wants to live, it wants to complete what was interrupted. Archangel Michael says, let it flow. Let it come, you are safe now. There's a date mentioned in the letter. A date that you thought held no meaning. But that date, when it reappears in a dream or in conversation, is your clue that the divine timeline is reactivating. The path that was broken is being rebuilt. And once that bridge is complete, a flood of peace will follow, but first, the truth must burn through the lies. The person who blocked that message will begin to unravel. Their life will show signs of chaos, not because of revenge, but because spiritual justice is finally being applied. They will lose sleep. They will hear your name in places they can't explain. They will feel the heat of their decision boiling to the surface, because the one they betrayed was chosen, and when a chosen one is denied truth, the universe reacts. Archangel Michael says, your strength is returning. Your clarity is sharpening. The fog that once wrapped around your past is lifting, and what's emerging is a version of your story you never saw coming. The letter's message is returning in fragments, through people, symbols, signs, and sacred encounters. You might overhear a stranger say a name that pulls your attention like a magnet. You might receive a parcel with handwriting eerily familiar to the person who wrote the original letter. You might dream of the hospital, even if you've never been there. These are not accidents, these are alignment. You must prepare yourself for a moment of stillness, a moment when everything goes quiet around you, but inside, your heart begins to race. That will be the moment of spiritual delivery. A moment when, in silence, you will finally know what the letter said. It will all unfold without spoken words, because some truths don't need sound to be heard. They arrive in energy, and yours is arriving now. The letter carried more than apology, it carried a gift, and a key, and though the envelope was intercepted, the blessing attached to it cannot be stolen. It was always yours, and it is on its way. In the coming days, you may begin to experience moments of déjà vu that feel stronger than usual. These are soul echoes, echoes of the path you were meant to walk before the deception wrote your script. But now your story is being corrected by divine hands. Dress what you feel. Even if your logic argues, even if others dismiss it, your spirit knows truth. Archangel Michael says, your timeline is being restored with force, with fire, and with finality. And for the one who tried to keep you from this moment, they will face a divine mirror, a spiritual replay of the very moment they chose to interfere. Every lie, every misstep, every deliberate act to block your peace, they will feel it, one by one. But you will rise above it all. You were never meant to carry this burden forever, you were always meant to receive that message. Whether by envelope, dream, vision, or spirit, it is coming. And this time, nothing and no one will stop it. You are not too late. You are right on divine time. The voice that once trembled with regret will now echo in your spirit with power. You are being aligned with your highest truth. The letter wasn't just a message, it was a door. And though someone tried to lock it, heaven just handed you the key. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. The key has now entered your possession, not physically, but spiritually. And with it comes access to a new chapter of your life, one that was paused, delayed, tepid. But now, because the veil is lifting, your truth is no longer chained to someone else's control. Archangel Michael says, the divine timeline is realigning. And you are stepping back into the life that was meant for you before manipulation tried to reroute your soul. This is more than the recovery of a letter. It's the recovery of your divine inheritance. What was written for you in the spiritual realm cannot be permanently denied in the physical. That letter contained a final act of love. It was designed to open the eyes of your heart and close the wounds that have bled in silence for far too long. The sender, now moving between the seen and the unseen, watches your progress with sacred intensity. They are no longer just a person in a hospital room. They have become a spiritual force standing beside Archangel Michael himself. They are helping carry this truth into your life with urgency. Everything around you may start to feel unfamiliar. That's because you're being shifted from a false narrative into your authentic one. Things you used to tolerate will now irritate your soul. People you once gave your time to will now feel draining. Environments that once felt safe will suddenly feel wrong. Do not resist this. The divine is purging everything that was built on lies. You'll begin to notice small glitches in conversations, moments where people hesitate before speaking or say things they didn't intend to say out loud. These are divine slips. If voters, the truth is rising to the surface whether anyone likes it or not. One such moment is coming from the very person who blocked that letter. They will soon speak too freely, say something they didn't plan to say. In that moment, you will catch it. Your intuition will light up, your spirit will whisper, "This is it." That's your confirmation. There is a second lever, yes, a second. The original one was blocked. But before it was sent, the writer had a duplicate made. The duplicate was placed in a hospital safe under someone else's care. That person doesn't even know what they are holding. But they are about to find out. They'll wake up one morning and feel an unshakable need to look inside the envelope. And when they do, the name on the paper will match yours. That person may reach out anonymously or through indirect means. But they were chosen to deliver what someone else tried to destroy. The second letter is coming. This time, the divine will not let anyone interfere. Archangel Michael says, you are now in the phase of divine unlocking. Think of every moment from July 18th at 6:03 p.m. as a keyframe in time. Now unraveling, decoding, revealing, the truth is unwinding like a spool of thread. And each hour brings you closer to divine closure. You may cry for no reason soon, let it come. You may feel a presence enter your space while you're sitting in silence. Welcome it. The sender's soul, whether in body or in spirit, is reaching out to hold you one final time to whisper what the letter failed to deliver. And that whisper is being carried through the angel's breath, landing upon your shoulders with warmth. It's saying, I'm sorry, I didn't want to leave you like that. But I needed you to know the truth. Prepare yourself, there will be emotional shifts. There will be bursts of clarity. You'll find an object in your home soon, something seemingly unimportant that suddenly radiates significance. That object is spiritually tang. It was once connected to the person who wrote the letter or to the memory they spoke of. Touching it will trigger remembrance. You may feel dizzy. You may feel overwhelmed. But it's the download completing itself. The spiritual contents of that message are being transferred from heaven to your spirit in real time. Let it happen. You're ready. The one who blocked the letter may now experience loss of control, of position, of trust. This isn't your revenge. This is divine recalibration. When someone inserts themselves into a spiritual transaction that was never theirs to interrupt, the consequences are not from man. They are from the heavens. They will feel what they tried to make you feel, disoriented. Uncertain. haunted by unexplainable moments, and you will feel lighter. Your clarity will return. Your body will rest deeper, your joy will extend. Archangel Michael says, it was never about punishment. It was always about restoration, and your restoration has already begun. If the sender has already passed from this world, know this, they did not pass in regret. They passed in peace, because even though the physical letter never reached you, their message did. Your soul witnessed your awakening. They saw you pause on certain days, they saw your tears. They saw you sensing what others told you to ignore. And in that, their heart found peace. They now stand with Archangel Michael, guarding your journey as this truth continues to unfold. They are part of your spiritual team now. They will not leave your side. Within the next 7 days, a window will open. A sacred moment where the veil is thin and everything hidden becomes exposed. You will be given the opportunity to make a choice, to speak up, to investigate, to reclaim something that was delayed. Do not hesitate. This opportunity will not be frightening. It will be liberating. You will stand taller. To be clear, decide with authority, because you will no longer be operating from a place of uncertainty. You will know. You will remember, you will see. And you will heal. The letter is no longer just a paper artifact, it is a living energy. It is being delivered through dreams, through unexpected conversations, through divine signs. And it will continue arriving until its full truth is fully understood by your soul. The angels are at work even now. Look up. Listen closely, watch what happens at 6:03 p.m. again. It will mirror the moment that tried to change everything. Archangel Michael says, you were meant to read these words, you were meant to remember. And you were never meant to be forgotten, betrayed, or misled. The one who tried to reach you still walks beside you in light. They are proud of you. They are watching you reclaim your divine destiny. You are no longer bound by what was blocked, you are becoming what was promised. You are stepping into what was way. And now, finally, the message is yours. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. The message is now fully in motion, unfolding not just around you, but through you. Even if no envelope has touched your hand. The truth inside that sacred letter has already imprinted on your spirit. The energy of what was supposed to be said is moving in your bones, rising in your breath, and surfacing in your awareness. You are remembering things you didn't even realize you had forgotten. Archangel Michael says, the divine doesn't need postage or permission. When heaven wants something delivered, it will arrive through dreams, songs, shadows, strangers, or even stillness. And now, because your heart is open, the message is embedding itself into your timeline with unstoppable precision. The person who blocked it can no longer interfere. Your spiritual authority over your journey has been revoked. What they once held over your life is slipping through their fingers like ash. Your influence is withering under divine fire. And soon, the people around them will begin to notice the shift too. You, once silenced, will now be the one who speaks. You, once doubted, will now be the one with clarity. You, once manipulated, will now walk with sacred discernment that no one can twist. This transformation will begin quietly. First, through small signs, like hearing the sender's name in a place you've never heard it before, seeing a date from the past that holds weight suddenly pop up in casual conversation, finding a random feather, a flicker of light, or the sound of a monitor beep when no device is around. All of these are messages, all of these are pieces of the letter still being delivered to you from higher planes. You will soon receive guidance in your sleep, a clear dream that begins with a hallway or corridor. The walls will be white, you may feel nervous, but walk forward. At the end of that hallway is the sender, waiting to complete what was left unfinished. Let them speak, let your spirit listen. This is the final delivery of the message, spirit to spirit, soul to soul. Do not be afraid of what you will learn, the truth may sting, but it will cleanse you. You will discover that someone very close to you, someone you may still eat with, text, laugh with, took it upon themselves to make decisions they had no right to make. They believed they were protecting you, but what they did was rob you of closure, of healing, of the chance to say goodbye, or perhaps to say hello again, but their power is ending. The divine court has ruled in your favor, and no manipulation can survive what is coming next. Archangel Michael says, the final piece of this revelation will fall into place when your voice aligns with your truth. Speak what you've been afraid to say. Ask the questions you've been trained to avoid. Confront the silence that's been choking your soul. You are not here to be timid. You are here to rise. The energy of that blocked letter carried a command: it's time. Time to walk away from false loyalty. Time to release relationships based on control, guilt, or fear. Time to reclaim your name from every lie that was spoken over it. You are no longer bound. You are no longer hidden, you are no longer waiting. The moment of divine arrival has begun. Something sacred is about to happen. You may be standing in a room alone when it hits. A calm will wash over you like you've never known. The air may grow still, you might feel someone standing beside you, though no one is visible. That will be the spirit of the sender, finally at peace, finally delivering their truth directly into your soul. When it happens, breathe deeply, let the tears fall. Let the love in. They have been waiting for this moment, so have you. Their letter included one final line, one that was never seen by the eyes of the one who blocked it. But that line lives in spirit, and it will be whispered to your heart when the timing is right. It said, "Please forgive me, please find your way. Please know I never stopped caring." This line was never meant to stay trapped in an envelope, it was meant to wrap around your soul and set you free. Archangel Michael says, this is what happens when love refuses to die, when truth refuses to stay buried, when heaven refuses to let injustice write the final chapter of your life. You were never forgotten, you were never abandoned. You were always meant to receive this. And now, you have. This moment marks the beginning of a new path, one that will come with clarity, peace, and power. You will begin to attract new opportunities. New people, new confirmations. You'll feel stronger in your decisions, your energy will rise. The fog that once confused you will clear like never before. The letter was blocked, but the truth, it wasn't. The truth is alive in you now. And as you move forward, remember, nothing sent by heaven can be stopped by man. Let the deceivers tremble, let the truth roar. Let your healing begin. Let the spirit of the one who wrote you rise again in your voice, your strength, your joy. You are not broken. You are becoming. And every lie that tried to bury your truth is being burned away by divine fire. This is your rising. This is your moment. This is your message, if you wish to express your support further. You have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. The rising you're stepping into is irreversible. What was once hidden is now illuminated. The energy of that blocked letter has fully activated within you, and your soul has accepted its mission to break every chain forged in deception, to restore every truth denied, and to live out the message that was almost stolen from your fate. Archangel Michael says, you have crossed the threshold. From this point on, everything around you will begin to shift in divine alignment. The lies that felt like cement will crumble like dust, the faces that once felt trusted will suddenly feel foreign. Not because you are changing into something new, but because you are finally returning to who you were always meant to be. The letter from July 18th at 6:03 p.m. with the spark, the ignition point. The moment when your divine timeline demanded to be restored. And now that it has begun, there is no turning back. The person who blocked that message is already unraveling in the spiritual realm. They will try to act normal, pretend to be innocent, offer strange acts of kindness, hoping to deflect suspicion. But something about them will seem off. Their presence will start to feel heavy, their smile forced, their words too rehearsed. This is the mask slipping. They know the message survived. Not on paper, but in the light you now carry in your eyes. You will begin to see through their tactics. You will recognize the way they steer conversations, the way they conveniently forget certain details, the way they shift blame. Your discernment is no longer passive. It is a divine weapon. Archangel Michael says, be still, but alert, be soft but powerful. You do not need to fight this person in the physical realm. The spiritual verdict has already been declared. Their season of hiding behind fake concern is ending. Their season of exposure has begun. You will soon overhear something not meant for your ears, a slip-up, a conversation, a confession whispered behind closed doors. It will shake you, but it will also free you. Because the final confirmation you've been needing will arrive like thunder. Loud and impossible to deny, this is the divine striking down the last veil. There are things attached to that blocked letter that were never intended for public view. Details about your family history, secrets about your birthright. Emotional wounds from your past that someone else exploited. The letter was written not just to connect, but to correct, and now, as your soul opens more and more, you'll find those truths surfacing in conversations you didn't plan, in dreams that feel too real, and in documents or objects that suddenly appear around you. Do not fear what comes next. This unraveling is not destruction, it is sacred construction. The new structure of your life will be built on truth. And because of that, it will not collapse like before. There will be a moment where you stand alone, and suddenly feel a breeze with no wind, a warmth on your skin, though no sully touches it. A whisper in your ear, though no voice is near. As the sender, your essence now moves in the unseen, brushing your soul to remind you, you made it, I read you. I can rest now. You may find yourself speaking aloud, answering back instinctively, even if no one is around. Don't be embarrassed. That's all communication. That's the continuation of the letter. That's love still trying to finish what it started. Archangel Michael says, the final line of the message is still being written, and you are the one holding the pen now. What will you write in response? Will you write forgiveness? Will you write power? Will you write, I know the truth now, and I choose peace? Because your response seals the healing, and the moment you choose to no longer carry the weight of that betrayal, you will feel the sender's spirit release with joy, their final wish fulfilled. They didn't want to leave this world holding secrets. They wanted you to hold freedom, and now you do. You'll notice one last miracle. A name you haven't seen in a long time will reappear. On a document, on a screen, in a message. That name holds the key to the next step in your journey. It could be a friend, a lawyer, a nurse, or someone tied to the hospital. That person is the final human link between what was blocked and what will now be delivered. Speak to them without fear. They were sent. They were prepared for this very moment, and they've been waiting for you to awaken. Archangel Michael says, the chain has broken, the truth has risen. The soul has responded. And you, the one who almost missed the message, have finally received it in full. Nothing can undo what has just been spiritually restored. You may walk differently now. Feel more powerful, more sovereign, more connected to your divine path. Because that letter from the hospital, though blocked on earth, was always protected in heaven, and now, its light is in you. This is the new chapter. The beginning of your true story. It was always stolen. But divine justice rewrote the ending. You're no longer a seeker of truth, you are the truth. And the one who wrote to you knows that their words have finally landed in the safest place possible, your heart. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. And now, because you carry the truth within you, the future will never be the same. What was once meant to delay your destiny has now become the very fuel accelerating it. Every attempt to bury your light has only refined its brilliance. Every blocked message, every silenced truth, every shadow cast over your clarity has now transformed into sacred momentum. And that momentum is unstoppable. Archangel Michael says, the veil between what was lost and what is now found has torn open. This isn't just a personal breakthrough, it's a divine reversal. Everything that was once held against you in secret is being rewritten in your favor. Your name is being cleared in realms both spiritual and physical, and the energy that was denied to you is now being restored sevenfold. You may notice this in unexpected blessings, sudden offers, jobbing conveyance, unplanned meetings, and nothing will be random now. Everything is sacred placement. You are being moved into divine alignment with a force that no enemy can resist. The person who blocked that letter underestimated one thing: your spiritual resilience. They assumed that if they could destroy the evidence, they could erase the impact, but they didn't understand the law of divine energy. What is meant for your soul will always find a way. That energy, once assigned to you, cannot be redirected forever. It travels through every wall. It navigates every delay. And it keeps flowing until it lands in the rightful vessel. That vessel is you. And now that it has landed, you are not the same person. You may not notice the transformation at first glance, but soon, you'll begin to feel the difference. The heaviness you used to carry around certain people will fall away. The confusion you once felt about your purpose will start to lift. The fear you used to feel about speaking your truth will dissolve. You'll find yourself standing taller, speaking clearer, acting bolder. Not because you've changed, but because the real you has returned. The letter's contents have now merged with your spiritual memory. You might start finishing sentences before others speak. You might suddenly recall moments from the past you thought you had forgotten. You might even say things out loud that sound like they come from another voice. And they do. It's the voice of the sender moving through you. This union between your soul and theirs is sacred. It completes the message. It fulfills the divine contract, and it breaks the back of every deception that tried to keep you small. Archangel Michael says, there is nothing else they can take from you. Because the most powerful part of you has now awakened, and they have no access to it, soon, others will begin to notice your shift. You'll see their reactions. Some will admire it, others will fear it. And those who tried to manipulate you before will begin to retreat, unsure of how to handle your new light. Let them go, they no longer belong in this chapter. This chapter is about divine reclamation, healing, power, and forward movement. No more looking back, no more trying to fix what was never your burden to carry. No more giving pieces of yourself to people who only wanted your silence. The person who wrote you that letter knew your future depended on hearing the truth. And now, you heard it. Not with your ears, but with your soul. In the days ahead, divine synchronicities will come fast, a sudden call from a hospital administrator. A letter that appears from someone you thought forgot you. A voice message that was accidentally never deleted, a dream that finally completes a memory you've carried since childhood. These aren't coincidences. They are the manifestation of the message. A sender has made it their divine assignment to finish what was started. And now, so have you. You are the living continuation of that letter, you are the truth they fought to speak. You are the proof that love, even when blocked, cannot be destroyed. Archangel Michael says, you are now being watched, not by enemies, but by witnesses. Angels, ancestors, guides, even the sender themselves. They are witnessing the fulfillment of prophecy, the turning of time, the divine rerouting of destiny. You may feel it in your body, a pulse, a sensation, a pull toward something you can't explain. Go with it. It's leading you toward your inheritance. Your next divine meeting, your next unlocking. In the end, you will realize you were never just the recipient of a blocked letter. You were the vessel chosen to carry a sacred truth that would outlive betrayal, deception, and delay, and now, because you've received it, you are charged with a new mission. To walk in your truth. Protect your peace, and never again allow someone else's fear to define your voice. The message lives on, in your breath, in your choices, in your presence, in your power. Let this be your final realization. You are no longer the one waiting, you are the one they must now answer to. You are no longer searching for permission. You are walking in authority, and you are no longer wondering what was in that letter, because you've become it. If you wish to express your support further,